Hello, I'm Pete from Pinhole Quilting. I'm just going to go through the procedure you need to follow for removing your Simply 16 from the frame and dismantling it in case you need to transport it to us for servicing, for example. So the tools you'll need are the 4mm hex tool, which comes with the machine in the first place, and an 8mm and a 10mm spanner or an adjustable spanner. So the first thing we're going to do is at the back of the machine here. I'm going to switch the machine off first of all and remove the power cable. And if you have rear handlebars attached, we need to remove them. So they're connected with this cable, which I can unplug here at the bottom of the machine. And then I'm going to take off the rear handlebars by undoing these two bolts underneath the screen. Now, you don't need to return the rear handlebars if you're sending the machine back to us for servicing. I need to hold on to this whilst I remove the second bolt. Nearly there. So please just hang on to the handlebars. I'll put those aside, and the two bolts. This machine also has a laser light attached here. You also don't need to return the laser light. So I'm going to remove this from the spindle here, put it aside. And this spindle uses an 8mm spanner, so I can just undo that and take it out. There is a small washer attached there as well, so make sure the washer stays behind too, and you can keep that also. Now, during this process, I've taken the bar off the little foot frame, and I'm making sure that the machine doesn't move by putting one of these clamps on the wheels, so it's not going to suddenly run away with you. The next thing we need to do at the back here is to remove this cable from the carriage. This encoder cable is attached to the machine. So having unplugged it here, we fold it up, this ribbon cable, and there's a clip here at the back where we can fold that away and clip it in place, and that keeps it secure for transportation. The final thing we need to do at the back here is to remove the thread mast with a 10mm spanner. That can come off. Again, there is a washer on there which you can take off. You also don't need to return this for service purposes. So that's everything we need to do at the back of the machine. I'm now going to move to the front of the machine to show you what we do there. Okay, now I'm at the front of the machine and we need to remove the front handlebars. So again, we need the 4mm hex key here. First thing to do is to remove the cable that's attached to the front handlebars, and then there are 3 hex bolts holding this in place. These are quite tight. Just take those out. These are very tight. Hold on to the handlebars with the final one. Put that down for a moment. Now, the safest thing to do with the 3 bolts that you've removed is to put them back into these slots here. Then they're safe during transportation and we're not going to lose them. Spin those back in. There we go. The final thing on this machine is we also have the horizontal spool pin attached. That can be removed. This is an 8mm spanner. Let's take that out as well. That doesn't need to come with the machine. So we're now back to the bare bones of the machine ready for transportation. So what you'll be returning is the machine head here, together with the front handlebars and cable. And also, always, if you're returning for service, return it with the bobbin case and a bobbin that you have been using with some thread on it, please. That can stay within the machine. You can keep the bobbin case in place here, then again it's safe during transportation. So the next thing we're going to do is to remove the machine from the carriage and place it in the box. The really important thing here is where to hold the machine. It's quite heavy, it's well over 20 kilos. You must not hold these spindles at the back here. They're not strong enough to carry that weight, and you also mustn't be holding the needle bar or the presser foot bar here. The only safe places to hold the machine are under here, or at the back with the hand wheel, or underneath the frame itself. So I can lift it off the frame now, like this, for example. You may need a second person to help you with this, and now I'm going to show you how to pack it in the box. You will need the original box to transport the machine safely. Okay, so here we have the machine and one half of the box. So you'll need to identify which way round this goes. There's the spindle on the thread mast that goes into this section here. This slot at the top here is for the carriage, but for service purposes you do not need to return the carriage. So now I'm going to put the machine into the box, again carrying it in the right place. And laying it down here. Just like that. The handlebars then need to go in. Now, the handlebars fit into this slot here. There are two holes on this side. They simply go in here. They will be held in place securely by the other half of the packaging, which is here. Again, identify the right way around, push it into place, and then the whole thing can go back into the box. Again, two people can help here. There we go, into the box. And then it's just a case of packing it up, taping it up, and attaching the shipping label, then ready to go.